Hello and welcome to more Severance and Katie's ability to count.
Watching Count on Count.
We're back with episode 4 this week, the UUR, which is the title of Rickon's book, if anyone remembers that, which is doing the rounds this episode.
Yeah.
Everyone, I've gotten a couple of messages from people this week saying how annoyed they are that they have to stop watching so that we can talk about this episode before they can continue on to the next one.
This one specifically because of how it finishes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll get started. Just get straight into it. And as usual, if you guys want to comment, just interrupt me. I love it. Okay, so Helly, we start the episode and Helly is reading her compunction statement from the previous episode still. After a long pause, Mr. Milchick says she still doesn't mean it.
Honestly, I think she was slurring at that point because I didn't understand what she said.
She's probably getting kind of tired because Mr. Milchick looks at a clock and it says 5:15 and so he says they'll try again in the morning. He leads Helly out to the elevator and sends her home. Says, I'll see you tomorrow, and the doors close and they open again and she's dressed differently.
It was also about 5:20 on the clock when he told her she could go home.
Okay.
So she'd been there for a very, very long time.
Very long time.
Which we find out she had said it many times.
Yep. So they go back into the break room and Helly says she read it 300 times yesterday and he corrects her that it was 259 and orders her to read it again. She hears something and asks what the voice is. Mr. Milchick doesn't answer and she reads the compunction statement. When she goes off script and starts crying and saying she's sorry, Mr. Milchick makes her start over. Back at the offices... Sorry?
She hears stuff.
Yes, and as towards the end of that scene, we can hear someone talk, like it's someone talking from another room.
Really muffled.
Yeah, it's like a really muffled voice. I don't know what they're saying, but
It's like, yeah.
yeah.
Weird chattering in the background.
Petey's phone rings again, his mobile phone, the flip phone, and Mark picks it up. This is at Mark's basement, by the way. Mark picks it up and sees that he has multiple missed calls from a blocked number. He hides the phone in a box of camping equipment.
It's like it's called 3 times a day, I think, because that was the sequence of the call log.
Okay, I didn't notice that. Good
Okay.
noticing.
Yeah.
In the
I tried
bathroom.
to pause once during this episode and I accidentally rewound and then I played it again and tried to pause and then it hadn't caught up and it paused later and I was like, I give up. I'm just never looking at the map.
What were you trying to pull?
map.
Oh, on the map. Okay, yeah. So in the bathroom at
Yeah.
work, Mark is looking at the map from Petey. Irving tells Mark when he comes out, it's past 11 o'clock and Helly's been in the break room since yesterday. He wonders if Mark should check on her as department chief. Dylan says Mark doesn't have that power, but Irving wants him to try anyway. Bert comes in and Dylan picks up his stapler to use it as a weapon.
That's when I sent the message saying Dylan's peak form this episode and I was like, love it. Immediately picks up a stapler.
Yeah, Bert apologizes for interrupting and says his predecessor, Alice Kay, came to MDR once when they still did the summits and she left directions, so that's how he knew to get there. Mark, so all this whole time, Bert seems kind of hesitant, probably because Dylan is so aggressive. This whole time he's there, actually, not just with the stapler. Bert,
He's not so expressive in his face either.
No, he's not.
He's very but not in a negative kind of void way, but just, yeah. Anyway.
Careful, would you say?
Yes, considering what happens later as well.
Keeping a neutral, not impassive, but a neutral expression, something like that. Mark asks what Bert needs. Bert says he kept thinking about what Irving said about being excited for the new handbook totes and wanted to bring them to Irving so he wouldn't be distracted thinking about him. And this is when, unless you were kidding, and Irving's like, no, I was completely serious.
And he keeps on mentioning the brainy guys at MDR kind of thing, as if like they've clearly got a big job and shouldn't be interrupted so much. And yeah, that's the other reason for bringing him to Irving. Irving,
Yeah.
so he's not being so distracted. But
Maybe MDR has a rep, you know? Just saying. He also wants to invite them to take a tour of optics and design. He left directions in one of the totes. Irving thanks him while Dylan flat out refuses. Mark sees Irving putting on his jacket and says it's too soon to take Bert up. I think he said it's too soon to take Bert up on his offer. Irving finds it absurd that they've never visited before since Kier's vision included them all working together. He leaves, saying he'll be back by 1 o'clock. As Irving
I like
leaves...
how he cherry picks it a bit. So all the sayings and stuff, that it's okay when he's doing something naughty.
Yep.
Well, naughty.
Naughty for him.
Yeah.
As Irving leaves, Helly comes in. Mark asks her how many times, and she says 1,072. That's a lot
More
of
than I
times.
expected. Yeah.
Yeah,
She held
that's
out a long time.
a lot of times.
Oh, it wasn't really holding out. It was just I guess she didn't mean it. I guess she really didn't mean
maybe.
it.
Well, I think we find out.
Irving walks to optics and design, following the directions that Bert left. But I don't know if he's terrible at reading directions, or maybe the directions are terrible, but he does take a few turns there. Not always the right one.
How could you find anything in that place, even if you did have directions?
That's true. Everything.
But Bert also
Like-
said that the map was needed to be reversed.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even
He said
remember
the
that. Okay.
directions are on there, but reverse.
Oh,
Okay.
Because all I could think of after that was Uno reverse.
that's
Uno
interesting.
reverse.
Helly eats peanuts and asks about the voice behind the door. Dylan says if
Which
she
is
heard a crying
Michael's
baby,
picture.
and she says it's an angry, mumbly guy. So this kind of implies that different people might hear different things in that room. If Dylan heard a crying
Do you reckon
baby.
it's subliminal or just when they get deluded
Yeah, I don't know.
or delusional?
Well, it kind of like getting them to repeat the thing kind of feels like they're getting them into a trance
Trance?
almost. Yeah, like it's like they may as well have the hypnotic swirl thing going.
Oh, that would have been
hypnotoad.
amazing. I always
I
feel like
would've
I'm going to
thrown
throw
up
up when I
if
see
they
those
were
on the
not
screen.
doing that. Yeah, I probably would have.
Oh, so who heard the crying baby?
Dylan.
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 Dylan heard the crying baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's what it means, but the fact that he mentioned that is sort of like, oh, you heard something different. Because we definitely, at least from Helly's perspective, heard like a man mumbling or speaking in another room, and it was like muffled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark reminds him that they're not supposed to talk about the break room. The important thing is that she apologized correctly and now she's out. Dylan says she can trick the machine by thinking about something she's actually sorry about.
Dylan has really found a way to cheat the system more.
He really has.
I love.
Yep. Did you think you would like Dylan this much when you first met him?
I didn't think I would hate him.
I think you like him more than I do.
He kind of provides like comic relief, which I feel is needed.
He does. He does.
Keeps
He also
it-
just reminds me of like a conspiracy theorist or something.
Oh, he's a big time
That's
conspiracy
true.
theorist.
But yes, he is comedy.
We cut back to Irving, who's still trying to find his way to optics and design, and he seems to have gotten
not
lost.
Trying. Oh, I didn't think he got lost. It was just.
Well, he takes a few
Yeah.
corridors and comes back, and yeah, so Mark says, back with Mark, he says the break room sucks, which is why they have protocols to avoid ending up there. Helly will learn. Back at Irving, he finally makes it to optics and design, where Felicia greets him and directs him to Bert, warning him not to touch anything. Bert tries to talks to Irving about his work. Irving says he cried when they put up the youthful convalescence of Kier. It's just like... This does seem like...
The number of eye rolls I have for him.
Yeah.
He never thought
My
he'd see
eyeballs
it.
hurt.
It was only up for a month, but it was a great month, he says. Bert tells Irving that art that has circulated through all the department comes back to optics and design and pulls out the painting that Irving liked. Irving can't believe he has it. Bert moves his hand over to cover Irving's. Irving quickly excuses himself
No,
and
they
leaves.
both move. So Irving moves his across, and
So
then
they're touching,
Bert
and then
puts
Bert
his
puts
on
his hand on top
Yeah.
of Irving's. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely a romance thing happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's kind of sweet, actually.
Yeah, I think it's sweet. I just
But
think there's definitely like a.
I feel it's a bit more sinister after what we see later.
Okay.
Mm.
Looking forward to your comments later.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Helly goes to see Mark, who shoves the map into his drawer and closes it. She tells him she got to 4%, and he celebrates that with her. She's not as enthusiastic as he is.
He didn't do a very good job of hiding it, did he?
No. It's like, well, quick.
He might as well just stuffed it in his mouth.
Yeah.
What?
Or down his pants somewhere. Yeah.
Yep. Irving, walking back to MDR, sees a room and goes inside where he finds the book You Are on a chair. He peeks out into the hallway. Back with Helly, she finds Mark's map and asks him what it is. She shows it to Dylan. Mark says he didn't make it, it's just something he found. He thinks Petey made it. Dylan is surprised he didn't turn it in. Helly calls him a hypocrite for lecturing her about following the rules. Mark says he was just trying to keep her out of the break room. Dylan looks at all the departments on the map. It's all the places they know exist. When Helly asks about them not being allowed to make maps, Mark cites an Egan rule. Dylan points at some houses on the side of the map and questions what they are. Mark thinks they're just bored doodles. Helly thinks it's more than that, and Petey knew something they don't and was trying to tell Mark something. She's upset that he's more loyal to Lumen than to Petey. Yeah, she makes a comment about how, you basically criticising him for not caring about someone who was his best friend.
Yeah, that was a killer line. Good point.
Mark liked how things were before Helly arrived and when they could balance doing work and having fun. Helly says Mark's best friend left the map for him and he doesn't care at all. Mark takes the map from Helly and shreds it. He's pissed off. He is not happy.
Yeah.
He got called out. Then he says, back to work.
Also, that's the tiniest shredder bin I've ever seen.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
just the right
that's,
size.
That's totally coming back.
Maybe Helly will try to shred her hair or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just meant that I thought they were going to reassemble the map.
I actually,
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I thought was going to
to
happen later.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought as well. I thought, she's going to reassemble the map.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, no.
Irving enters the room and tells Mark, I've got an emergency. Next shot, we see Mark, Irving, and Dylan all looking down at the UUR book in a conference room. Irving says he was going to get Mr. Milchick, but he thought it was best not to break the chain of command. Mark asks if anyone has seen anything like this before. Irving cites a rule about there being no books except the handbook. It was like something about books of lesser men or something, the writings of lesser men, which sort of implies that anything that isn't Kier is lesser. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
So it seems like a religious cult, doesn't it?
But I feel like
It really does.
Irving is just doing that just to sound like himself, but I believe he's really wanting Mark to break the rules.
Yeah, Dylan thinks it might be another message from Petey, while Irving thinks it's a loyalty test. God. Mark says he's going to turn it into Mr. Milchick. Irving agrees. Back at the office, Helly is sitting alone at a desk looking over at the shredder. She gets up. And this is when we're all like, she's going to get everything from the shredder and she's going to reassemble the map. But no. She opens the copy revealing a paper cutter. I think that's actually called a guillotine, yeah.
Guillotine, yeah.
Yeah. As they walk back to MDR, Dylan asks Irving about optics and design. Irving says it's nice and welcoming. They get back to MDR and to find Helly missing. Helly bursts into Ms. Cobell's office with her fingers in the paper cutter ready to be cut off. She demands a camera. Mr. Milchick comes in as she demands a video camera to record a resignation for her outie. Otherwise, they'll have to explain why she's missing fingers. She makes it clear that she's serious. And there's a moment where she says to Ms. Cobell, do I seem like somebody who's not going to do this? And Ms. Cobell says, no.
Yeah.
You do seem like someone who's about to do this.
100%.
Was this the point where she had the finger trap, or was that later?
I think it's later.
That's later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark comes in just then and Ms. Cobell tells Mr. Milchick to get the video camera. Mr. Milchick records Helly, who is still holding her fingers in the paper cutter. She puts it down and starts talking to her outie. Mark, Irving, Helly, Coble, Mr. Milchick, and Dylan, Ms. Coble and Mr. Milchick and Dylan walk back to MDR. Helly has the disc with her message in her hand. She tells Mark she'd tell him all to go to hell, except he's already there. She gets on the elevator and says, I was never sorry.
Yeah.
Which
We're talking about at lunch today.
Artist.
It's just, it's very like a toddler.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like the transition though, where she's looking down at her CD.
Yep.
And then then it's the shutter, and then the next thing we see, it's a different coloured one. We look up, and it opens up to the exact same cohort that she left.
Yep.
It's been like a minute or two, like it feels like.
Were they standing there in exactly the same position the whole time? That's what I want to know.
They didn't even
Well,
swap
it's weird
places.
because surely time would have passed for them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
so they all got back in the same
the
spot.
video.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
just the same spot, like
So-
exactly the same spots.
My guess is
Maybe they had to just wait there.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
like
it's in
Well,
the
I think they got
procedures they have
warning,
to
though.
line up in
she
order
won't be
or something.
long.
Because remember when Mark checks in at Lumen, the person at the front desk calls down and saying, "Are you ready?" So my guess is they got some pre-warning before she came down.
And she would have gone straight up, probably watched it up there, and then come straight back
Yeah.
down again. Been like, I'm getting back in the lift. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
When the doors open again, she has a different disc in her hand and the others are waiting for her, like Katie described. Helly, Mark, Irving, and Dylan watch the video. Her outie says that she understands that Helly is unhappy, but this is reality. Her outie is a person, and she isn't. She
Well,
she
her
makes the
outie's
decisions, and Helly doesn't. If she ever does anything to her outie's fingers, she'll keep Helly alive long enough to regret that. Her request is denied. Mr. Milchick turns the video off. It's pretty brutal.
Because I was saying today, I kind of don't get the threat.
Me,
I
either.
don't understand how it's different than the
it.
threat the other way.
Yeah, because clearly Helly thinks the same thing by the ending of this episode.
What does she
also to
mean
say,
by
though,
not
that
a real person?
Yeah, she's in charge. It's still her. She's not living
Yeah.
her life up in the outside world while her innie is working. She's
Yeah, at least as we understand it.
I think because the innie only exists down there in Lumen. So I think for the Audi Helly, she thinks that doesn't entitle them to be an actual person.
But they've also kind of said before, truthfully or not, that they almost like they can't die there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's
And they
true or
wouldn't know
not, or
if
if it's
they
something
died or
else.
not.
So that's what Mum and I were talking about the whole episode, because with the viewer discretion at the beginning of the episode,
Yep.
we were just waiting for it the whole episode. We guessed who it was going to be, and then
Yeah.
anytime anything happened, we were like, meh.
Yes, this is it.
Yeah.
Well, we were like, can you die down there? But it is their body. It's still them. They just have a
They
chip
just
in
Well,
it.
we think
kinda.
so. I'm sort of, not sure now.
I kind of took that video that she got back from her Audi as like putting Helly in her place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know any different. Like she's got an advantage of knowledge that Harini doesn't. Or it's just sort of being dominant.
I guess their innies are kind of like newborn children almost, except they have basic memories of how to do things. But I was like, if I was in that situation, I feel like I'd be like, well, why don't you want to work there? Like, what's happening that's making you not want to be there?
I mean,
Unless-
those are good questions. Yeah, why is she just like, just completely disregarding everything Irini's saying?
That made me really, really want to know her backstory.
Yeah. And that coming
and
out
why
with
they've
the
picked
gash
her
on
and all of
arm
that.
and stuff, yeah.
Because if you remember before she had the procedure, she didn't seem particularly upset.
No, she was quite chatty. She reminded me of the version she's down in 7th level.
She
Just
was
being-
like, she wanted to do it. She was excited about it.
Yeah. And Mr.
I still
Milchick was
reckon she,
like,
like,
"Oh,
works
you're
for the
doing a great
company
thing,"
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
feel like there's an inside scoop of what's going on.
that evening, we see Mark looking on the internet, looking at a website for a birthing retreat that his sister's considering the place to give birth. He says it looks more like a bad ski resort than a birthing centre to him. Devon says, regardless, it'll be awesome and he's going to like it. Mark knows it was Rickon's idea.
I'm also surprised not nobody, because Mark doesn't know about it, but she hasn't brought up the book. Or Rickon's not in the background going, did he like my book? Did he get my book?
Yeah.
That's a good point. Maybe it'll come up in a future episode.
He was very excited about the book.
It doesn't seem...
he was just so excited.
He definitely seems like the sort of person who would say, did you like my book? Or did you get it? You know, hey, what did you think? You know, tell me your favourite parts.
Yeah. I was surprised. I was surprised he wasn't in the background lurking.
I don't think he'd ask for himself. He'd ask whether Mark felt not.
Did you get anything from it?
Something similar. Yeah.
That sort of thing.
He'd want to make sure he got it there because he was so particular about where he was putting it.
So as Mark hangs up the phone, his phone chimes, and I actually like the way that he hang up because he did one of those funny voices that you would do to like someone close to you, like we do sometimes.
I like that.
You're like, okay, okay, boy.
It really shows siblings as well, in particular.
His phone chimes. He has a notification about an article reporting on Petey's death. He looks towards the basement where Petey's phone is still ringing. Mr. Grainer, back at Mr. Grainer, is in Miss Coble's office, and this is when she's got the finger trap.
Yeah. You also kind of skipped over that, Ben, that it was that he died.
We knew
Petey was dead.
Well, I just assumed he was dead from the previous.
Well, because it looked like...
you can stop breathing and be revived.
Yeah, because remember, it looked like he died in the shower at Mark's place, but he didn't.
That's true. He's dead.
I didn't think he died in the shower, but I did think he died in the next one.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Yeah, you are right. Mr. Grainer asks, in Ms. Coble's office, asks if she's heard from the board yet. Ms. Coble says no. Mr. Grainer says Petey's death wasn't her fault and certainly wasn't his, so the board will understand.
And this whole time she's doing
she's just doing a
finger trap.
I don't understand the finger trap.
She's just like them.
A reward, yeah.
Ms. Coble says since Petey reintegrated, and Mr. Grainer cuts her off and says the board has never acknowledged reintegration. Ms. Coble says they have to get Petey's chip. Mr. Grainer tells her Petey's corpse is scheduled to be cremated after his funeral on Sunday. He leaves the office and Ms. Coble recites the 9 core lumen principles: vision, verve, wit, cheer, humility, benevolence, nimbleness, probity, and wiles. She looks at her picture from her desk as she repeats wiles.
It was Kier, right, in the picture?
Or a version of...
Or an Egan of some sort.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
don't know if that's true or not.
Why do they need the chip back?
They don't have any family photos. They don't have families.
Why do they need the what?
Why do they need the chip back? What's going to happen if the chip gets incinerated?
I think she wants it back to prove the
reintegration is a thing.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it had anything stored on it, like his interactions when in the outside world.
They probably don't want anyone else to find it either.
It's going to be incinerated, didn't they say?
So it wouldn't have mattered.
So they're not worried about someone else getting it. They're just worried about losing it.
What's on it?
I think she wants to, because she seems a lot more not involved, what's the word? Invested in that outcome by the lengths she went to retrieve it.
Yes, which basically happens right next. We cut to Mark.
But then why does the other fellow then want it back also? It's not like it's just her. They both want it back.
I guess they both want to get it to see.
I don't think it has data stored on it.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know.
Otherwise you wouldn't really need it back, especially if it was going to be incinerated.
Yeah. It's not like it's going to be proof of anything.
It's a good question. We cut to Mark at Petey's funeral, looking at a picture of Petey. Ms. Coble comes in as Mrs.
And the whole
Selvig.
time, before she showed up, I was like, what are you doing there? What are you doing there? What are you doing there, Mark? She's going to catch you.
Yeah. and asks him what he's doing there.
And he has a really great answer.
He does, and I'm like,
he
oh,
really
thank
does.
God. Good save, Mark. Mark says the news report said he worked at Lumen, so he thought he might know him. He asks what she's doing there, and she says, oh, Petey used to come to her shop. There is no shop. We think there's actually a shop? There's not, right?
No, absolutely.
She's
not.
busy with her day job.
She has a job. Yeah. Please.
Mark excuses himself to use the bathroom before the service. He goes to the bar and orders a drink.
Sorry, he does it to get away from her.
Yeah, totally.
She's like, at least we've got dates to the funeral.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
oh, that's not morbid.
Yeah.
He sees a picture of Petey with a young woman, remembering that Petey had a daughter.
June.
Ms. Coble steps up behind that woman who is standing at the coffin and asks if she's a friend. It's like, oh, this is really off colour.
This is so uncomfortable.
Yeah. The woman, June, Petey's daughter, says Petey was her dad. Ms. Coble asks if they were close. It's like...
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
So obviously they weren't.
Yeah. At the bar,
Anyway.
Mark sees a woman order wine. She introduces herself as Nina after realising she doesn't know Mark. She says she's Petey's ex-wife. He says he's sorry. Nina realises Mark is from Lumen and so didn't really know Petey at all. Mark tries to explain, but June comes up and says they want to start. Mark asks if she's June, and she says she is. Well, I mean, can you imagine if Mrs. Selvig / Ms. Coble heard that? How would he explain that one?
Thankfully.
Mark looks at the funeral program. June sits in the pew behind him and asks if he knew her dad. He said yes, at work. She realises he's 7 and asks if he ever thinks maybe the best way to deal with his life isn't to shut off his brain half the time. Mark admits he's not sure. The service starts with a video of...
But again, even him answering yes at work, how would he know that?
Because he's been
he
told.
knows he worked at Lumen.
Because Petey told him.
No,
The message that came through said a Lumen employee had died. And so he's just assuming that...
Yeah, I know that's what he told Mrs. Selvig, but he said it more definitively.
Yeah, he said, I knew him at work.
I knew... Yeah, no, I thought I might have, like you said to Miss Selvig.
Yeah, but I think it's because Petey actually told him, we worked together. So he's
No, I understand that, but
Mrs.
wouldn't that sound weird to June?
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe she didn't process that. Wait, how would you even know that you worked with him? Yeah, that's a good point. Where was I? I was down here somewhere.
About the video.
The service starts with a video of Petey and June playing music together, and it's actually really sweet. It's really nice. While everyone is watching that, Ms. Coble opens the coffin, uses a hand drill to drill into Petey's corpse's head and remove his chip. Completely normal.
No one heard it.
Well, there was loud music
no one
playing.
would know a bit of a hole in the head.
Yeah. Maybe it was a closed casket. I don't know.
I think it was because she unzipped the bag, did she not, to get to him?
No, she just lifted the lid.
Yeah, she just
I
lifted
thought
the
she
lid.
unzipped the bag.
Yeah, he was just sitting in there.
Mark has
I know
flashes
we were
of...
kind of wondering a little bit about when it was set, but we know from the song now that it was at least 1991.
Yep.
I really feel like
Good observation.
Audis are in present day world.
Are we saying time travel? Are we saying time travel, Katie? Is that what we're saying?
No, I
Not
think
saying
Katie's
time
talking about
travel.
technology.
I'm saying technology-wise, Audis are in today's world. Innies, they've made it look like it kind of comes across as
80s,
not
90s.
knowing what time it is. And also,
Yeah, it's
Innies
sort of
aren't
mixed, actually,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay. While Ms. Coble's drilling into Petey's corpse's skull, Mark outside watching the video of Petey and June play some music together. What song were they playing? I forget.
Enter Sandman.
That's it. Yep. That's
Michael,
Metallica for everyone who doesn't know.
I'm not actually a big Metallica fan, but I know what it is.
Yeah.
That's like the one song I know.
Mark has flashes of Petey and gets up to leave. Mark sees Ms. Coble as he leaves and tells her it was a mistake to come and he needs to leave. So why would he... Again, it's just like...
He did peep in to see the coffin beforehand. It was almost like he heard something and he was going to see her drilling.
I wish
And
you
then-
did. Wish you did, but clearly
Me
not.
too.
Yeah.
Outside their homes, Ms. Coble asks if the funeral was just too sad. She offers to walk if he wants to. He thanks her for being his funeral buddy and goes to his door. He opens it, but then closes it again. Mark drives out to a remote location.
And initially I thought, oh, is he closing it like to fool her that he's gone in? But then he leaves in the car anyway, so,
Yeah, so
I
she
guess he
knows.
wasn't.
He just
Yeah.
changed his mind.
So
It looks like it brought up some emotion.
yeah, he gets out of his car and it's nighttime now. And he walks up to a tree and he touches it and starts crying. And I'm assuming from his reaction that this is where the car accident ended. Well, happened
Where
anyway.
his wife. Yeah.
As soon as he pulled over on a random side of the road, I was like, car accident happened here.
Yeah.
And I actually, at this point, because of the warning at the start of the episode, thought, it's not going to be Helly. That it was that she had actually ploughed into the tree deliberately. Was what I started to think until we hit the end of the
Yeah.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back at Lumen, Ms. Coble presents Petey's chip to Mr. Milchick. He asks how, but she ignores the question and just asks him to run it up to diagnostics for her. He pockets it as there's a knock on the door. It's Ms. Casey, who is there on Ms. Coble's request. Ms. Coble asks Ms. Casey to run a special wellness session with Mark. Mr. Milchick asks what the problem with Mark is, and Ms. Coble just tells him Mark needs it.
She definitely has a not a soft spot, but a
Nurturing.
Soft spot.
I don't
No.
know.
The relationship
Why?
is
There's
very
something.
strange. Don't you
There's
agree?
something.
He was at the funeral and she wants to know why.
Well, I think more that she just has a very unsavory compunction
Obsession?
to be. Yeah, obsession. That's the one. Yeah, with him.
It is a bit weird.
What happens in the wellness
okay.
room? I disagree.
Stays in the
It
wellness
was
room.
set up- It was set up to get a insight into what his
What
Audi
he was
is
feeling
thinking.
after. Yeah,
We cut
because
back.
clearly there's a bridge because what he. Sorry.
No, that's
When we get
okay.
there.
It's okay. We cut back to Bert adjusting a painting in a hallway. Irving comes around a corner and talks to him. Felicia told him where to find Bert. He admits he doesn't care for the painting that Bert just hung. It makes Bert nervous too. It's a lovely vista, but he keeps thinking about Keir slipping. Bert was thrilled to have Irving visit from NDR.
Yeah, slip.
He's worried he embarrassed himself. Irving asks if he was embarrassed, and he says no. Bert has 4 more stops to make and invites Irving to join him. Irving agrees. There's a budding romance right here, guys. It's beautiful.
They're going for a walk.
As they walk, they talk about Irving falling asleep at work. Bert wishes he could nap like that, but he must sleep well on the outside. Bert thinks it says good things about Irving's Audi, but Irving is upset to violate the handbook. Bert quotes the original word of Keir, which says, "And I shall whisper to ye dutiful through the ages. In your noblest thoughts and epiphanies shall be my voice. You are my mouth, and through ye I will whisper on when I am 10 centuries demised." Keir doesn't
Bert-
only... So he's saying...
He,
It's just really weird dogma, right? This is weird.
oh yeah. Bert saying that he must sleep a lot on the outside world leads me to believe he's severed, or at least playing along that he is severed.
Okay.
Was this the bit where he was sort of saying, "Oh, that's that the text has changed"? Was it this bit, or was it another bit?
I thought that that's
Yeah,
what
he
they were
said in
implying.
the original. Yeah,
He was saying,
I
"No,
thought
no,
that's
you're
it.
reading something in the current text that wasn't there in the original
In the
text."
original.
Like again, just like religious
Bert does
parallels,
say he
but
prefers the older writings.
And he's so
They sound
he,
a little bit more lenient.
yeah, Bert kind of explains that Keir doesn't only speak to them through the handbook and paintings, but finds other ways. Yeah, whatever way that is, implying that their closeness could be a way that Keir's speaking to them or something like that.
that's
a way.
really challenging Irving though. Like he's going to go one of two ways with that. It might be a complete rejection.
We find Mark reading the You Are in the bathroom, a passage about Rickon saying your job needs you rather than you needing your job. Bert wishes Irving a safe trip back as they part. Back with Mark, he's waiting outside the wellness room. Ms. Casey calls him into the room. Helly tells this is cutting a lot between people now until basically the end of the episode. Helly tells Dylan she's leaving. He tells her he's going to work right up to the bell because he thinks he can finish this file tonight. Helly hopes he does. She says she'll see him soon and walks out. She walks to the elevator carrying an extension cord. Dylan gets up and walks to another station. We see Helly grab a trash can as she walks down a hallway. Dylan looks through Mark's files and finds the UUR. He starts flipping through it. Ms. Casey asks Mark if he wants to sculpt his feelings out of clay. He says he will.
Candle,
Yep.
Ben.
The candle
Candle.
is in there.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't.
The
I
red
did
and the
not
green
pick that up.
candle.
The candle she stole is in the wellness thing.
Yeah.
It's the first thing I noticed.
For
Wow.
a second there, I thought it was a different candle. But it just looked a bit used like the other one did. So, yeah.
Interesting.
So she's
Missed
trying
that.
to elicit something from him for his Audi.
Good
I
one.
completely missed that. That is a brilliant pickup, guys. I'm genuinely quite impressed that you picked that up because I completely missed it.
That jumped right
The
out.
only
though.
thing I noticed, as soon as
Yes,
it came out, I was
me
like,
too.
candle.
Yes, a candle.
Noticed it as well until I pointed it out.
We switch back to Ms. Coble watching Mark's session on her computer screen. Ms. Casey gives Mark a ball of clay. Irving is walking back to MDR. Helly waits for the elevator with the cord and trash can. Dylan reads a poem from Rickon's book. Irving looks around optics and design. He hears a noise behind a door. Mark, there's actually so much that happens right in this moment.
Yeah.
There was a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
We see Mark molding his clay, and it looks like he's doing a tree. Did it look like that to
Yeah, it
you?
looked like a tree.
Helly enters the elevator. Dylan reads out the
Twin
poem.
Peaks callback.
Where's that? We just need an owl now. Irving opens the door and finds many more employees working. Helly opens a grate at the top of the
And what are they
elevator.
doing? What are they doing?
Yeah.
'Cause
It looked
I
like
didn't
a-
see it for very long, and I didn't rewind it. What
It
did
looked
we
like an
think?
infinite server room kind of thing, but they were all like reading diagnostic or checklisty things against like a small tower of something.
That's
I
right.
didn't quite know what to
That
make
was
of it.
what my guess was.
Individual little machinery.
Do you reckon,
Yeah, but
in true
I don't
Severance
know.
fashion, we'll find out more about this room in the next episode?
Yes.
Or because that's
Yes.
basically
Oh,
what they've been
okay.
doing. They
I
would tell us about
appreciate-
something, and then the next episode they say, "Okay, so here's that thing we told you
I
about."
really appreciate it.
Yeah.
But again, it was like really super bright too.
Yes.
And again,
And
all
Irving
the
was
outside
shocked.
ones. Yeah.
I
And all the
actually.
outside imagery was really dark.
I actually
again.
wanted to comment as well that one of Nellie's comments really early on, when in just episode 1, was just the contrast between all of the lumen stuff being really brightly lit and
Right.
the outside world being really dark and drab. It's very, very good observation, and I didn't pick it up, but now that you've said that, I'm like noticing it more and more.
Isn't Lumen like the play on Enlightenment?
Yep,
I'm guessing.
Lumos.
The
Luminescence.
the Illuminati.
Well, I feel like they're trying to
Katie
be given
solved it.
enlightenment in some form from Kia.
It's Scientology, if anything.
Yep. Where was I? So
Are
Helly
they the
enters.
ones that have aliens?
Yeah, that's the ones.
I don't know. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dylan reads out a poem. Irving opens the door and finds many more employees working. Helly opens a grate at the top of the elevator. Mark continues molding. Helly
She
tests
pulls
that the
on it.
center beam can hold her weight. Irving walks back out. No one noticed him. Helly ties the cord around the beam. Ms. Coble watches as Mark molds a tree. Irving walks back to MDR. Helly fashions a noose for herself and puts it around her neck, then knocks the trash can from out under her feet, hanging herself. And that's the end of the episode. And that's why you guys love me.
Yeah.
There's no
so we're
way
done.
she's
Let's
dead.
go finish watching the episode.
Yeah, cool. We're done. I'm going to go watch it. Bye.
Bye.
Really so much in this episode. There's just,
Yes.
I'm really...
As soon as you started talking at the start, I'm like, was that the other episode? But as we kept going, there's a lot that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you
Enjoyed
guys
this.
feel, but I really appreciate a show that has a quick pace, where there's a lot happening, and for the observant, like The Candle, which I
Right.
completely missed.
I'm surprised you like a show with a quick pace, Ben.
Yes. I was going to come back to that too, Katie.
Very hurtful. I like
Nothing to
different
say,
kinds
Ben?
of shows, okay? Well, but let's call it there, because maybe I'll watch the episode too. Okay.
I will not be watching it tonight.
I don't think I will be either. But
Thank you,
I want
everyone.
to.
I'm really enjoying this quite a lot.
Thank
I
you.
don't know if we're going to be able to keep up this 2-episode a week thing because I think some people are busy. But let's see how we go.
Oh, it'll be good.
Okay. Until next time with episode 5.
Bye.
Bye. That was supposed to be permanent. Like they're shocked that someone could be reintegrating, as opposed to that's permanent, you're wrong. is
Or
how
they
I
don't
took
want
it.
the idea that it is possible to even get anywhere.
Yeah, that's the way I took it, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. Helly, back at Helly, she asks if optics and design is really only two people who only see each other. Irving says yes, and he suspects it's lonely. Dylan doesn't like them and says they don't share their values. Keir sorted the departments by virtue. Macro data refinement is full of people who are clever and true, while optics and design is cruelty-centered. He's just so
This reminds me of
He really hates them. Did he get rejected from applying for a position there? Like, what happened here?
This reminds me of that. I've forgotten what the book's called. It got made into a movie. It had the erudite. It's had 4 classes.
Divergent?
Divergent, yes.
Oh, God, I hate that series.
This is what it made me. I was getting bits of that kind of thing. A lot with the
I can
dogma.
see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, with the repetition of sayings and yeah.
So
I just remembered something as well. Like when they had that first TV interview, they talked about when they were throwing arguments back at one another. One of them, I assume the non-Lumen person, talks about if someone were to have a child on the inside or something like that. And at the time, I said to Sean, "Oh yeah, I was kind of wondering that as
That's what
well."
I said in the first episode, it's not something that
you could hide.
But that's kind of interesting with what you were saying about June as well. But because I didn't really think about that at the time. But the fact
he
that
could have a
they
child and there'd be no body change.
Pardon?
He could have a daughter.
right.
And no body change to him. She could have also existed before he was 7.
It's just interesting that in the same episode where they've brought up June, they've put in a line in that interview about a kid.
Someone being pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Sorry, that's off track.
No,
That's
also
okay.
there's a way where the innie would not know that they were pregnant because the other people would tell them that they've been away for 9 months, like they haven't seen them in forever. Because they'll stay as an outie until they have the child. But then the innie would still recognize the physical changes, surely. And you couldn't, unless you stopped breastfeeding, there'd have to be over a year. Because what would you do if you're just talking and a sound just makes you lactate and you're leaking?
Did you say a sound makes you lactate? What?
That's what happens.
My mum said she would be in a shopping centre and she would have to wear nursing pads.
I thought you were an expert on female anatomy, Ben.
Yeah, I know, Ben. I'm
sure
it's actually the breasts.
I'm more specialised on the vaginas. I'm not too sure about the breasts.
Oh, yes, and the issues they cause for people breathing.
Yeah.
I've got a very narrow focus.
Clearly not at cleavage. Is
a very narrow focus. That's what you did.
Yeah, narrow focus.
I can't deal with that.
So Helly asks how many departments there are, but they don't actually know. Dylan says optics and design try to volunteer.
Sorry, I'm still stuck on Ben being a gynecologist in another life. Sorry, please continue.
It's okay. Dylan says optics and design tried a violent coup on the others years ago, and that's why it's only 2 people and why they're all so far apart. Mark
And
says
Irving's like adamant.
Yeah.
That, no. it didn't
Mark
happen.
says there was no coup and no one killed anyone. I'm 99% sure of that.
Oh, I like this next conversation. Helly's suggestion.
Yeah, Helly says maybe we should. Helly thinks they should kill Mark if they come back, so they think they're crazy and we'll leave them alone.
And then she says about wearing his face.
Yes, that's right.
His face.
And he suggests turning it inside out because they
because
recognize
they
it.
recognize it.
I really enjoyed this conversation.
And actually, I think
It felt like more work banter than the whole show.
Yeah, and I actually thought this. Helly and Mark have some good banter going, and it's like they were sort of an antagonistic relationship up to this
It's
point.
almost like sibling teasing, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they still are a little, and whatever the word you said, towards each other.
Because he's still boss hat and she's new.
Yeah, and she doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Yep. They arrive at the Perpetuity Wing and go inside. Irving quotes James Egan, the current CEO, as they look at a statue of him. They go out to the top of a staircase which looks down over statues of past CEOs, as Irving explains that the centre displays are for past CEOs while the whole back part is devoted to Keir. They go down the stairs. So Keir Egan must have been the first one or something.
Do you think they're not allowed to have S's in their name as the Egans? Because why is it James?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Petey walks
Did
around.
their S get severed too?
So Petey, who is out on his own now, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. He's walking around the streets in a robe, and he's hearing Keir's voice in his head as he looks at his map. So he's sort of like half
he's
in,
following the map outside.
Yeah, but he's actually outside. Yeah. As they back in the Perpetuity Ring, as they're walking around, they see statues of Baird Egan, Philip Egan, Gerhardt Egan, and Myrtle Egan. As they listen to Myrtle's
any S's?
That's very true. Maybe S's are the letter of the demon.
Of the devil, yeah.
Except I think he's Mark S, isn't he? Isn't he Mark S?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
As they listen to Myrtle's statue speak, Helly pulls out her bingo card and marks off a space.
It's Lumen saves the world.
Yeah.
Irving says that Myrtle was 5 CEOs ago. They'd never had a woman, but she told her father at age 7 that she would be the first. It almost makes Helly wish she remembered her own childhood. Irving says it's unnatural for a person to have no history. It gives them context for themselves. That's actually quite an observant statement. It's a shame that he never thought of that before this point. Irving was shapeless when he woke up on the table, but then he learned he was working for a woman that had been taking care of people since 1866. They're surrounded by pictures of people smiling. Each one is a real smile from someone on the outside that Lumen has helped, and they rotate them. So there could be millions.
Yes. I imagine listening to all this exposition in quotation marks.
Helly asks if they're a dental company. Irving says no. The point is she's part of a history now.
Well, they do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they might be. I was like, oh, well, how does he know?
And Dylan comes in, oh, it's the mouth wall. And Evan's like, it's not the mouth wall.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, they took my favourite one. Dylan asks if they're ready to go, but Irving objects that Helly hasn't seen the Keir part yet. They enter the back room, which contains a perfect replica of Keir's house in an underground room.
When the door opens, she goes, Jesus. And he goes, no, it's Keir.
Oh, he's so in, isn't he? He's just like totally all in on it.
Indoctrinated.
He's going to have a gigantic come down at some point.
Yeah.
Gigantic.
His head will explode.
He's going to
literally
be the
and
first one
figuratively.
to reintegrate while in the office.
They stand in Keir's bedroom just as he might have left it. Dylan hates it.
Katie's had an epiphany.
Oh, go, sorry.
Maybe the black sludge when he was dreaming is the start of his reintegration.
Interesting.
Or like the first sign. Sorry, carry on.
No worries. Irving is upset that Dylan is being respectful. Irving notices something in Mark's pocket and pulls out the bingo card. Mark says that's for fun. Irving says this is everything Lumen was built on, not a game. God, he must be fun to work with. He asks if Mark...
I did like seeing the sign of the do not sit on Kier Egan's bed.
Yeah.
He asks if Mark gave one to Helly. He knows Mark did, which upsets him because Mark is his department chief. Mark didn't ask for the job or for Petey to disappear. Mark realises Helly has disappeared and goes to look for her. Just like immediately after that discussion. We see Helly running down a... Yeah.
She told the first time you turned your head.
Yep.
Yeah.
We see Helly running down a series of hallways and Mark is chasing her. We see a shot of Mr. Milchick reading Rickon's book. And we cut back to Helly running through more corridors. She finds a door, but it won't open, so she grabs a fire extinguisher and uses... I think this is the fire escape that she found. So she grabs a fire extinguisher.
It was the door she used.
Yes, that's the fire escape.
It still had the sign above the door saying it was something. Blah blah.
She grabs a fire extinguisher and uses it to break the glass, setting off an alarm. Mr. Milchick sees the alarm and gets up. Helly reaches her arm through the window hole, extending the note out. Mark grabs her and pulls her back.
She's trying to get her head out so that the chip does the shutter thing, so that her outie reads it before she gets pulled back.
But is that why?
Yeah, I was a bit confused. That's a good point.
Dropping the note.
That window didn't look big enough for her head.
What you said makes sense.
Not with her arm cut out as well. She's trying to get her head past the point so that it would be her outie looking at the note that she's holding out to herself.
Good one. I didn't get that. We both went, what? Why is she dropping it if she's trying to get it out?
Why is just the note's not going to read itself out there?
Yep. Mr. Grainer appears and tells Helly to come with him. Mark watches as Helly follows him, and the expression on his face is just like, this you deserve this. Basically, you've got this coming.
She also looked back at him like, you're not going to get me out of this time. She also had kind of that look like, are you going to say something?
Yes. Yeah.
But not this time. No, he's just like I think he's just maybe he was like I think you need to go through this to understand the repercussions of your actions or something. You know, like a school child. You know. Mr. Grainer leads Helly, who is nursing a scratched arm, to the break room. Mr. Milchick greets her inside and cleans and bandages her cut. He expresses regret that she's unhappy. Then he has her sit down and put her hands on 2 handprints on the table. He starts a tape recorder and has her read a compunction statement, expressing regret.
Again, this is technology of 80s kind of thing. The headphones, I remember my grandpa used to have a pair like that with the huge audio jack thing going in, and it's a projector.
Just FYI, those huge audio jacks are still a thing.
I know, but
the writing on the screen is very new tech kind of. Mm-hmm. And I was waiting for her to get electrocuted, so...
Me too.
Oh, really? It's like, no, you said that wrong.
Well, that's why I thought she had the hands on the thing. That's why she had to have the hands there.
But it's reading sweat and stuff, because it's a lie detector
test. Yeah.
So...
Lie detector test.
Yeah. He starts recording...
the other hand's holding a cat. I don't know if you can see
okay.
I've got one too.
Okay, he starts recording and has her read a compunction statement expressing regret for her wrongdoing. She doesn't want to read it, but he tells her to do it. She reads it, and when she's done, he says she doesn't mean it and has her read it again. Then he has her read it a 3rd time. Back in macro data refinement, Dylan leaves for the day and turns off the lights, leaving Mark in darkness. Mark takes out...
that was a really good cinematography image of where each bank of lights sequentially blacks out. It was very well done.
That's not how real lights work.
I just like that he... I also like that he said, do you want this on or off? And he said off, but he's still staying there. Like, it was dark.
Yeah. He's probably not happy, or he's hoping that Helly would come out.
He's worried about Helly, yeah.
Yeah. So Mark takes out the new group photos and pulls the old photos out of the storage closet. He starts to replace the pictures in the frames one at a time. When he opens the last one, he finds a map. The map that Petey was drawing, hidden behind the picture, laying out the 7th floor.
Oh, right before that happened, did anyone else have the same thing? Because I said to Nelly, he's going to find something. It's going to be the map. And then, bang.
That's exactly what I thought
I
as
thought he
well.
was going to find
Yeah.
something, but I didn't know what.
I didn't think it was the map. I knew he'd find something written
I
because I'm
figured
like,
it was
that's
the
not
map.
the only one that they could.
Yeah, I don't think I was having a giant leap there.
No,
but
I figured it was the map because they've referenced it a couple of times, so it's like surely
you
they're
mean-
going to
And he
show
did
it
say
now.
he
Sean?
hid it for him.
Yeah.
I said to Sean, yeah.
Yeah, you said Nelly when you told
Oh,
us.
sorry.
just now.
Probably,
Did we have a conversation?
together?
I just don't
That's probably
remember.
looking at you when I said it.
Back at Petey, we see Petey is in a convenience store and he's struggling a bit. He's at a vending machine and he's
He's trying to
And-
put this.
He's not at a vending
the
machine. He's
tokens.
just at the
the fridge
refrigerator
store.
section.
Yeah, but in Severance, in the
Yeah,
seventh
yeah,
floor,
but in his
he's
head,
at
he
he's
needs
trying to
the-
put his
Yeah.
tokens in. Yeah.
we see
He's
Mark
also
replace the
copying
frame
blood.
photos. Then back in with Petey saying, I don't have any tokens and he can't eat without tokens. And we see Mark leave work. Leave macrodata refinement. And Petey says he needs tokens so he can eat. And Mark entering the elevator. And we see the checkout girl, because I think Petey
Also, sorry,
collapses to the ground.
when Mark leaves the elevator, you can clearly see when his Audi takes over, he kind of slumps a bit and his head tilts a bit more.
And Judd wasn't there, the security guy.
He wasn't.
'Cause there was
Hasn't been
only-
there
he
any
didn't-
time when they're
There was
leaving.
3 cars left in the car park.
Yeah, he has, because he says bye.
Oh, has he? Okay.
He said bye the last time.
But yeah, there's
So-
only 3 cars in the car park as well.
So a checkout girl in the convenience store finds Petey bleeding from his mouth. We see Mark leave Lumen and walk to his car, and then nearly
drunk.
empty.
He's
Yeah, just
annoyed.
3 cars left. Mark goes home and calls for Petey as he goes downstairs. He finds that Petey's not there. Mark goes driving around looking for Petey, and he's at an intersection as an ambulance rushes past, and so he follows the ambulance and comes to the convenience store where he sees whatever they're called, paramedics?
Paramedics?
Yep, leading Petey out of the building. Petey looks up at Mark and then just collapses to the ground.
It's also a very slow look up kind of thing, and there's a lot of back and forth, looking back at Mark, looking at Petey as he's raising his gaze kind of thing.
Yep.
And as Sean pointed out, the paramedics are like, "Oh, get a stretcher," and then they both let go of him.
Yeah.
That's not great work.
And then he just topples over
Yeah,
here.
you know what that's like? It's like when in Fellowship / WoW, when somebody says, "Oh yeah, I'll go soak this," and someone else says, "No, I'll do it," and then both of them do it, or both of them don't end up doing it.
Yep. Or they run into it, and then they're like, "Oh, the other person's there,and then they both run out."
Yeah, exactly.
Katie's just got a blank look on her
Anyway,
face.
That
As the
might have
audience
happened to me
probably
today.
is right now. I didn't know if the way they were cutting back and forth between Petey, like in that slightly earlier bit, they kept cutting back between the scene of him changing the photos. Like I didn't think it was supposed to be like a literal something is happening. It was just like more an editing choice. But they kept going back and forth between the two, like symbolically it was supposed to mean something. Like a
Perhaps.
change out. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, at the end of the last episode, you said, "Oh, is he dead?" And then we start out
Yes.
knowing straight away that he's not.
He's not.
But
And
then
then
we kind of
in this episode going, is he dead?
Yeah. Because the paramedics are saying he's not
Seems like it.
breathing.
yeah.
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 Yep, they say he's not breathing. Mark gets back in his car and leaves. Back at home, Mark goes into his basement. He starts putting things back, removing evidence that Petey was there. As he goes upstairs, he hears Petey's phone vibrating with a phone call, and that's the end of the episode.
Do we see who it is on who's making the call?
I don't think we did.
I don't
It
think
was
it
we
June?
did.
ahead.
I felt like it was going to be June, but I don't think it said who it was on it.
But when he got the phone call the first time he got to Mark's place, he didn't answer it either. It was just buzzing.
Oh yeah, it could be the Lumen people trying to find him.
Or it could be
yeah.
the people that did the procedure.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the phone that was triggering his stuff, but clearly it's still triggering without the phone.
yeah.
But 3 episodes in, I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. I know, I don't know, some of us are pretty excited about watching the next episode already.
And some of us will wait until Wednesday night.
Yep. Who's that going to be, Nelly?
I will remember this one because it's Wednesday's normal.
Yeah.
It was today's that was, yes, that I wanted to happen, but then forgot because life, yeah.
That's okay. Well, if we keep this pace up, we'll finish this show in no time.
So how many episodes are this season?
I think what Michael said 9.
There's 9. No, you said 9, but I looked up. There's 10 in the next one.
Okay.
Yep.
In the first season, or you mean season?
There's 9 in the first one, 10 in the second.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
But that's it. That's it. Does anybody have anything that they wanted to discuss about this episode? I actually wanted to discuss another actor in this. So the actor who plays Irving. What's his name? I can't remember his actual name.
I don't know.
Wasn't he in like an old kids movie? Sorry.
Let me just look it up on IMDb.
Yeah. Please do. You're better off with spoilers than we are, and everyone else can see the cat.
Well, he needs to be really careful too. Yes. Oh, she's so
John
sweet.
Turturro, if
That's
that
him.
helps. Ben.
Thank you, John Turturro.
But what else has he been in?
So, I've never really seen him do a serious role before. Again, he's mostly just been the roles I've seen him play are like comedic
Comedy relief
and quite slapstick stuff.
What else has he been in, Katie?
He was in one or two of the Transformers movies, so that should tell you a lot.
He's been in some really not serious stuff, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. He's been in some really serious stuff.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I've only ever seen him in comedy stuff, so this was quite a turn for me, and he's pretty good. I mean, the fact that we're able to pick up that there's something between him and Bert. I mean, that's a sign of good acting that we're able. They haven't interacted that much, but we already know. Hey, there's something there.
What's his name again?
Don't know they even
Irving.
said very much.
John Turturro.
You might know him from Green Eggs and Ham, the TV series. He played the goat.
Afraid I did not know that. Michael and I had a Dr. Zeus discussion yesterday.
I didn't know it was a thing.
Well, I had to tell Ben it was Dr. Seuss that we were talking about yesterday.
But yeah, no, I think he's very good. Oh, that's the trivia that I wanted to talk about. So,
Trivia Ben's back.
Yep, Trivia Ben is back. So I think I might have already told you this, but John Turturro is actually friends with Christopher Walken.
You haven't?
Okay.
And that it was actually John Turturro's suggestion that they get Christopher Walken for this show. And it was John Turturro who convinced him. Like, called him and said, hey, I've got this show that they're wanting me to do. He says, I'm only going to do it if you do it too. So,
Have I shown you the Christopher Walken SNL skit?
The cowbell?
No. The Walken family reunion?
I think I have hardly ever seen him in anything. All I know is people doing
his accent.
Impressions of him. That's all. I don't think I've actually seen anything he was in.
I'm going to find it and send it to you guys.
He was in the second Batman movie,
the
one with Penguin.
Yeah, he was also in
actually, I have seen that.
He was talking about John Turturro.
Yeah.
Nelly.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Christopher Walken, Michael.
An actor behind.
I was.
Sorry.
Nelly went back.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was reading, not reading.
Yeah.
So I had seen him in the title, and then when his character came up on the second episode, I'm like, oh, is that him? And I checked the info thing on Apple and went, oh, okay, so that's what he looks like.
But again,
I know
even Christopher Walken is playing a really different role to what I'm used to seeing him play. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see people do something different.
Yeah, Christopher Walken was in the musical. What was it? The Hairspray, as well.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
I believe it. But yeah, that's it. Let's call it there. Thank you very much, everyone. Until Wednesday, I guess. Is everyone good for Wednesday?
Yeah, you haven't even put out the second video yet.
No, I'll do it tonight.
You're going to have to get a jiggle on.
Yep. It's very exciting. All right. Until next time.
I'm excited.
Bye.
Bye.